Okay, crypto focus. It's the crypto sniper coming at you. Also, the market sniper and the reset sniper, the man who's been calling the macro for you all the way through. That's right, a little bit of an update. So there will be shorting opportunities coming in the not too distant future. We've been priming our community on that, and they've been getting ready. One of which is a top 10 token that we are calling for losing 90%. That's right, you heard correctly. 90%. Who might it be? Who might it be? Well, it's one we've actually played on the long side tremendously, and it's our good friend. If you want the mystery answer and you're just here for the mystery answer, who might lose 90%? Remember, that's a macro mega call. The probabilities and possibilities of things being that extreme are often exceedingly small. However, we have an unerring accuracy that often sees macro calls come on home, including oil single digits, top of the bond market, variety, Euro, Swiss franc, peg fails, and a variety of other things that all ended up happening, not once but twice on the Euro, Swiss franc, funnily enough. So you've got to bear this in mind as a possibility. Of course, all the risks to the downside in our worldview on the macro, you can follow the market sniper for that. Don't also forget, as a crypto person, you should be actively seeking to be part of our 11/11 7-hour live stream. We're going to do a 7-hour live stream, and we're going to back up a +5 guests for later in March. So it'll actually be 11 guests, but we're going to do 7 of them on the 11/11. Non-stop, all your biggest, bestest favorites: Daniel DiMartino Booth, Brent Johnson, George Gammon, and many others that will be coming along and that are in various stages of confirming where we're at. That will be on the 11/11/22. 11/11/22. Yeah, it's going to have to start at 11 as well. We'll see what they drop on us on that numerological day. Yes, it's the crypto sniper talking to you. So well, let's get back to business. We're going to tell you about Solana and why we feel Solana will actually trade between $3.69 and $3.25 and run that band to the downside. Let me just say that again. The token that has recently just traded 34, lots of alerts here that are sitting, 34s, currently sitting at around 32.66. We are telling you we'll trade through $3.69 and potentially $3.25. We have a cluster of targets. Why? All of the real reasons why, detailed in far greater detail inside our community. You're getting one sneak peek on a macro trade that could absolutely storm you into the community paid for free, plus a whole bunch of other cash raining on your head, shorting in an environment where most people are hodlers and long onlys because they don't understand macro, or because they don't know how to short, because they have no methodology. That's right, that's the great problem. This was an upside HVF as well. That one gave us a little boost, and we called the top on Solana as well. 260 on the nose, on the nose, on the nose Solana, and it never looked back since. It's only gone down. Never looked back in terms of going up, it only went down. So these were your continuation to the upsides. This is what's the key thing about not marrying a token. You will find YouTubes with bullish calls all the way up on Solana, particularly here when Bitcoin was making a falling wedge and it was holding a level. Bitcoin during this period was making a falling wedge. That's right. Following its, that was at 64K high. Solana stormed ahead when it ran up to 69. So that was what was going on. This was holding a level. It didn't make new lows, unlike what Bitcoin was doing in its wedge. So that was very, very bullish. Now it's exactly the opposite. And that's the thing. We can be all things. And this is actually going to be a macro head and shoulder call. We've already got one head and shoulder call right. You say, what head and shoulder call? Left, head, and right shoulder. You'll see more of it when I get off the weekly time frame. We're on the weekly time frame of Solana on a perp because I want to show you how on the vehicle that we intend trading it. So overall, in HVF method, and again, you'll learn so much more about this in complex head and shoulders, but we called for this to be a short break. That would see a head and shoulder target made, and that head and shoulder indeed brought you down, down, down. In fact, let's show you some of those annotations, and we'll go to full eye view, take the eye off, and we'll clear some of this up. So there were the upside HVFs. There was the target down. Yes, sirree, indeed, indeed, indeed. And so it was made, and so it was made. And here you see the 3.44 on one of three draws. I'm only going to show you one of three draws. The other two are, of course, in our community, and we're covered also in our non-farm payrolls as well, if you came on for that. So you're finding out about a few things that you could have found out a lot further. So what's the call here? Well, the call is, this is a continuation to downside pattern in a super low volatility squeeze, very reminiscent of 2018 when Peter Brandt called it a bottom, when Bitcoin was at 6,500. Many others, everybody called it a bottom. It's not to single out Pete. Everybody called it a bottom with the exception of me and I think Tone Bays. And we said we were going to see a 3,000 number trade. We took that target, it traded down to 3.2. We took a target through 3,700. We're making 6-digit sums on the bear side on that. That was your upside HVF. That becomes a left shoulder. That's right, a left shoulder. You have a nestled head and shoulders. Learn about nestled head and shoulders. Smaller ones, the monarch. That's the monarch inside of larger ones. You won't find this theory anywhere else because there's only one person that is documenting everything he is observing, learning, practically implementing in technical analysis, and it's with me. We are the originators of the HVF method. You need to find out more about it. That is your big macro head. Boy, didn't that handily come all the way down and bounce on a neckline that we chose that's coincided with an upside funnel on an HVF upside during the bull market. Now you get to see why we keep our key levels of significance horizontal running through the chart all the way through. This is a holding pen, squeezing with volatility, looking for the trap door, and the end result for us is you're probably going to end up with a 2, possibly lower, but you're going to run our 3's target on balance of possibilities. I would say I wouldn't go so far as to use probabilities. Probabilities actually can be 0.0001 probability. Probability is a mathematical phrase. It's not an, you must view it both at an English level and at a mathematical level. Very low probabilities are still just a possibility, which is more of an English phrase. But probability is also a statistical mathematical phrase as well. So we've got to not get tied up in too much semantics here. So super low vol, it's been crushed, it's been squeezed against the low. There are without a doubt people, and there are still people talking about excellent products like Solana and projects and all of that. They may well be excellent, but boy, somebody's going to be dumping them. This tells me the macro is going to get brutal. This tells me the dollar is probably going to reassert. This tells me there could be new crises for crypto. It's just a rolling wave of bad news in the crypto realm, guys. I'm sorry for it. I'm sorry for it. I'm sorry for it. This is what's happening. This is how it rolls. So the overall target to the downside, we'll see you run $3.69 we think, and possibly through all those targets on 3 different versions of it, which will take you to 325. Given the likely momentum, it's quite likely you're going to be a sub 3 token. But remember, the target started at 369 cents. So don't say you never made your target when it trades 301. We will have made all 3 targets. But I'm guessing with momentum, you're going to be a sub 3. And by the way, when that happens, often you can end up 10 cents. You know, it can go that way. That's not a prediction. It's not something that has a technical target, but that is what we're doing. So complex head and shoulders theory, upside HVF on the left shoulder, right shoulder very much in a volatility squeeze that could be a low slung, inverted HVF. You've had a micro nestled head and shoulder that has already performed, that we saw and called. And some of you may have even got it. I'm not sure we gave that on Freeview. And downside it is, and that is why you've been pausing at these levels. Because you have the legacy history of an upside funnel from the left shoulder running through these levels where all the orange lines are and all the alerts, plenty of triggers waiting. This will be the second coming of a major collapse in ARK, on equities, on many things. I think it's going to be macro. It could just be crypto, but I don't think so. I'm seeing downside for many things, so I'm thinking it's going to be more macro driven. But crypto as a high beta asset is going to be properly hit. I expect it could also be on the back of some real dollar strength. Real dollar strength. So we're showing you on the big time frames. Let's drop it into the lower time frames, and then you can enjoy this. And many people are too busy looking through the small time frames, and they're going, oh, it's fine, it's been hanging here for a long time, nothing doing here. risey wedge. We told you about the great rising wedge and that it's going to break down on Bitcoin, on all the alts. And so it did, and so it did, and so it did. And you've not reclaimed the giddy heights after a minor flurry. You were back down. This is very heavy. Here you'll see that neckline. You're not being shown the funnel. If you want to see the full draw, as I say, you can see the join the community. There's a batch of key levels of significance that are all running through here. That is why it is basing and flattening up against these levels. In short, there's a bit of a bid desperation bid in around the 30s, keeping it at the 30s, 32s. When that fails, I think there will be new dramas, new reasons. It could be Sol specific, but it's we're seeing similar setups on a number of other cryptos that you will not be told about, but that are detailed in our community, one of which will lose 95%. And very interesting, the characters that have been involved on that one as well. So if your curiosity gets the better of you, book a call, go to themarketsniper.com. So here, making ballsy calls, 90% loss market cap. If you go from something that's traded in and around 34s and 33s, and you tell me it's going to go sub $3.69, likely sub $3.25, and potentially on the overrun of making its target trade too, you are talking about something that is going to lose more than 90% on its market cap. That is something that has already fallen from 260, good friends, already fallen from 260 up top. Here, the call top high, again not shown to you on this draw, that came out of the final boosting HVF over there, perfectly to the 260 high. Ask a special community member that banked around 600 or 800 grand on his own. I get great joy hearing about our guys making money in the markets. You're being given an opportunity to buy your way into our community, courtesy of a single trade. You don't even have to be big. Let the move make the money. Stick to it. Hold the position. If you can't make $9,500 on the downside on this, you probably shouldn't be in trading in cryptos as well. A 90% market cap decimation. That means no more than around $11,000 short position, and you will be making at least $9,500 in this. That is our call, guys. Super low volatility. Low volatility often can be bullish as well. How do we be wrong? The failure point for this trade is absolutely the run of the 47s, just through the 47.5. That's okay. That's not it. But as I say, our bias is to the downside. And once that is triggered, you are going to be talking about a release of these levels. By the way, our head and shoulder record destroys everybody else, and we are continuation, not reversal traders. We have called the bond market destroyed, downside target. The Dow, downside target made. The SPX, head and shoulder, downside targets made. TLT in the bonds market, downside target made. I'm not going to show you all these. It's on the Market Sniper. You can see it. We have yet to have a macro head and shoulders that is not currently performing or hasn't made targets right now. And I've come here to share this with you. You can book a call. You can make money in bearish markets. It's not being negative to short something that needs to go down and will go down in a result of a great macro reset that is probably coming, and maybe have drivers beyond even just this token. There are others, one of which is 95% and is also a high market cap. You can find out which one is that. We will be short. We're currently short ADA. We told you about ADA. How many of you have taken the early opportunities on ADA? ADA has creeped through the floor, by the way, and is slipping to the downside. I'm afraid crypto's hearts are going to be absolutely broken. People were trained to be a cult, to hodl, and hodl. You got, every time you hodled, you got reward for it, until it doesn't. Just like the end of the bond market, just like the end of every cycle. They train you to behave in a certain way, and then you get your back broken. This is the nature of not becoming a believer in the market, looking at charts, being process orientated. So there is the ADA chart, and that is it squeezing, super low vol, and starting to slip through the key triggering levels to the downside. We've said we would like to see targets through 26, potentially overruns 16 and 10 into single cents. As a result also of Sol and many others taking huge baths, we think that structure is also likely to deliver at least the 26.2 in cents. Okay guys, that's it for me, the Market Sniper, the Crypto Sniper, giving you a quick update, giving you our take on a free trade. We have been calling these, and others have started to copy us. and recognize the similarities of these kind of low vol structures leaning on a floor, all geared towards likely downside moves of great momentum when crypto comes back into focus or macro comes back into focus. Watch out on that dollar, the bond markets as well. Watch out. I think there's only bad news coming. The regulators, the controllers, the central bank digital currency providers, they're not too sure about having competition. They have a lovely little token like PayPal, which can fine you for sharing misinformation. They have a lovely little controlling system they want to put around your neck, a little rubber tire burning necklace. And maybe these freedom cryptos just don't seem to work so well for them. Okay, anyway, whatever the politics, you've got an update from Ada and you've got the call from Sol. There's other tokens as well. There's a couple that we'll be watching that will be doing spectacular things, most of which to the downside, in our opinion, that are of substantial market cap. You want to find out more, book a call, www.themarketsniper.com, and good luck. Remember, own your own trade. Whether you make money, it's on you. Whether you lose money, it's on you. This is not financial advice. This is me sharing a view of what I may be doing for myself, trading cryptos, and community members as well. You are getting a sneak peek. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate the likes. You've got to fool the algorithm. I'll do more on crypto if we start to see the algorithm getting fooled with lots of likes and shares and lots more new subscribers. At the moment, it's kind of slow, and so I'll focus more on macro. Help me help you. Till next time, thanks for watching. Bye.